Greetings, everybody. It's Lisa with our Georgia Suburban Homestead. And my husband Charles should be here, but he's in the wood shop getting ready for our first pop-up gift market fair, whatever you want to call it, on September 14th in Stone Mountain Village, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Yeah, so he's out there doing his wondrous woodworking skills. Hey, Dark Lord, how are you? Huggles, huggles. No. Let's see. Suzanne, thank you for coming. And Xander. And whoever's lurking. It's David here. Hey, David. We still have one lurker. Who's hiding in the shadows? So as I was saying, Charles is in his woodworking shop outside. Don't know what he's making tonight. I know he fixed an earring display that I had bought pre-made. It's really quite pretty, but the bars are close together. It's like a triangle that stands up. The bars that go so you can hang your earrings on. And they were just a smidge too close so that the hanging cardboard cards that are prefab, okay, they didn't fit. So he readjusted the spacing on that, but I don't know what he's doing now. I've been sitting here this week every day doing wire wrapping. I've got 100 pair of earrings, probably close to 100 rings. I'll have to count the what do you call it, pendants. And then I started making spiders. Yeah, spiders. Hey, LP, how are you? You'll pass on the spiders? Actually, I've got one hanging from my ear. Can you see it? So I made a few of these, and I think, I guess I haven't a chance to tell everyone that for our wedding anniversary, which was yesterday, we celebrated it last weekend by going to, Sanda. We ended up going to, something called Dragon Conference, which happens every year in Atlanta. And it's for people who are into game playing and role playing, dressed up as fantasy characters. I saw a couple of guys dressed as Men in Black, characters from Outlander, or Highlander rather, the Star Wars movies, anime games. And as my husband says, some things you can't unsee. Oh my God. Oh, thank you, David and Xander. It was our 44th anniversary. I'm kind of showing my undies, aren't I? So, what I don't understand, maybe some of you girls can explain this to me, why women want to devalue themselves by trying to dress up like some of these anime or superheroes that have very little clothing on. We saw one girl in pasties and a white thong. Pasties and a white thong with just kind of a web of very open, large squares of like fishnet wrapped around her waist so that you really could see everything she had. Nothing was really covered. We saw several girls who were walking around in thong tanks, you know, with the spaghetti straps. They didn't even have pantyhose on underneath the thong. There was just flesh, and they had parts hanging out all over the place. So why would a woman want to do that to herself? I mean, I think that's disrespectful to us and encourages men to see us in a poor light. Yeah, this is Charlie's cat. He's missing Charlie, I think. Saying, "Hey, where's Daddy? You're live online." It's Morrissey. That's Mike's chaotic gardening favorite kitty here. So I'm just, you know, there was a cop standing there, you know, I guess try to keep us all in line. And I walked over him and I said, "Isn't that indecent exposure?" And he goes, "Not here." And then we both started kind of giggling. There was one guy covered in tattoos. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just shocking to me. That had, again, a woman's thong on that was flesh colored, matched his body color, and puffs of cotton glued to himself all over. Hey, Wickshire. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Adrian. Adrian's cooking dinner, y'all. She's going to be running a little bit late. Yeah, David, I don't know. I'm from a different era, I guess. I know. Anybody else in here into it that can explain what do they call it? Cosplaying or costume playing? What's something else you can never unsee? This? Cosplay, right. That's fine if it's what you're into. It's just they can get it into get into costume that's a little bit more flattering, I would think. As I said, parts were hanging out here and there, so it was. I don't know if they knew it or they realized how much they were revealing to us all. But Charlie was like, "Oh my God." So I bought him a handcrafted, what do they call it, a watch that's on a chain that you put on your belt or whatever. But it was there was a metalsmith there that was hand making them, and it was really quite pretty. Cosplay. Cosplay is something you cannot normally be in daily life. Some people pull it off better than others. Yeah, pocket watch. There you go. Thanks, David. Yeah, and someone could explain to me what the fascination is with dice? Cosplay is just expression of characters. Most are Japanese related. Japan is a male-dominated society, so women dress like fantasy figures. Well, it's demeaning as far as I'm concerned. They should be in battle gear, swinging their swords or lightsabers at the men, I think. But I'm somewhat of a feminist. The dice thing comes from D&D. Now there's a gal I watch for tutorials and inspiration in my jewelry making on her channel. Hey Charlie, what'd you make?
I made a couple of coffee scoops.
Coffee scoops. Can I show them to everyone?
Well, you can show them these. I can't. The ones that are made tonight are drying.
Are drying. What are you looking at with your flashlight?
Making it into the house.
Oh.
Is
this
Sassy,
is what Charlie's making.
Is Sassy under your chair?
Is Sassy here? No.
Let me see if I can find.
Missing a dog. Anyway, so he turns the handles on these coffee scoops for those of us who are dedicated coffee drinkers. And I don't know what that is. Melon ballers. That could probably be used to ball a melon. I think that wood is paddock because it's bright red, isn't it? Yeah. He'll be back. He's looking for Sassy the dog. Hi, Rudy. Welcome. I don't recognize your name, but welcome, welcome. Tea scoops as well, right, Xander? Tiffany, did you go Canadian Family Live? Hey, Tiffany, thanks for stopping in. Everyone likes your coffee scoops, honey.
Okay.
And Xander says, why just coffee?
Well,
scoop something.
Scoop something else. If you want.
What else are you making for the festival?
I gotta make your ring holder.
The ring holder, but that was just a repair. Are you going to do any drop spindles? Does everyone know what a drop spindle is?
I was thinking about doing some fids.
Some what?
Fids.
Spell that.
F-I-D.
Fibs.
Or F-I-G. Fig. Fig. No, you got me all confused.
Okay, I don't understand what he's saying. Yeah, Dark Lord, there were 12.
F-I-D. Fid.
I don't know what that is either.
Well, Google it.
I'm on the air. I have to look it up when I'm not up there. The drop spindle for weaving together fibers, so spinning yarn. Hey, Garden State, so and so. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Suzanne, there's places to buy your fiber. Natural fibers and dyed fibers. Living Felt out of Texas has some really nice spinning fibers. We buy it by the bag. I don't have any nearby because I haven't been doing my needle felting. Anyway, so the dice. Okay, I was starting to tell you we actually went to Dragon Com to meet this girl that does tutorials online. She's got a YouTube channel. It's called Back to Earth Creations. You want to check her out. She's really good. Cute as hell. Really cute girl. Bubbly, friendly, endearing, and quite the artist. So we went and decided, well, we'll do something different this year for our anniversary. And this is one of the things that brings me joy, is doing something different with Charlie and meeting people that are delightful. And Yvonne is delightful. So we paid $75 a person to go meet this girl and to look around. And she had a double booth, right, Charlie? And a booth at DragonCom. When you're a vendor, you have to pay a vendor's fee to get in. And the vendor's fee at DragonCom was $3,000 for one booth. So they were lined up back to back through the convention hall. Oh, okay. We'll talk about David's meat in a second. And then on one stream, there was about 5 booths. Somebody had bought 5 booths altogether, and it went most of the width of the convention hall. All dice. These dice we were just talking about that like stacked 3 or 4 rows deep. Dice made of all sorts of materials, colors. Some were like semi-precious stones. All dice. And Charlie and I looked at each other and said, what is this thing about dice? And they weren't the only dice vendors there. They had, had dice hanging from earrings. Dice rings, dice pendants, and then dice, I guess, to use for gaming. So if you figure $3,000 a booth for at least 4 booths long, 4 or 5, that's quite a bit of money. So I hope they made their money back in dice sales for these people. So, Indiana. Adrian, are you ready? She just peeked in, didn't she? She said she'd be back at 1:30. So we'll see. Okay, so David got a shipment of meat. Strip steak with asparagus yesterday and today. Delicious. Oh, that looks good. Depends on if you're invited by the convention or apply to be there as well. Maybe that's the case, but still, it's not going to be cheap. Yeah. To contrast this, the festival we're going to on the 14th cost us, I think it was $60. And it's going to be in a tourism center of Stone Mountain, Georgia. So I'm hoping we have a good turnout. Sugar Garden, how are you? You got all moved yet? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. It's so good to see you. Now I have let's see. I don't know if you can click on that. Do I need to put that, Suzanne, do I need to put that in through the StreamYard? So whoever wants to come sit up here with me and talk to us. It's okay.
Okay, come on. There you go.
How do I pin that? Suzanne, can you pin the StreamYard address? I can't figure it out. All moved in. So where did you end up moving to, Sugar? And please send me a new address so I can send you something as a housewarming gift. Oh. I don't know how to. Okay, let's see. From this window or from the StreamYard? I have delete comment, put user in timeout, and ban users. All I get when I click on those 3. I don't see it. Do it on YouTube. I shall pop over to YouTube. Paste. Aha! All right. Who wants to come join me? Hi, Izzo. Welcome, welcome. What would I do without you guys? Sit here in forever confusion. So when we were walking around, Charlie decides that he liked that. Y'all see that? Now, it is worn by this piece going over the top of your ear. Okay? And I've got big ears, so you can barely see the crystal below the below my ear. So he says, is that an elf earring? Is that what it's called? They're called elf earrings, Charlie.
Okay.
Kind of fitting for the Dragon Con. So Charlie says to me, you can make those. So I came home and I started fiddling with the wire. And he likes the spiders I've been making. So I had a spider already made. So I fiddled around with some brass and made the loop and hung the spider. So that's spider elf earring number 1. This is elf earring number 2. Look at the colors on that spider. Oh, Suzanne, you're on that, huh? Close your eyes, Xander. And that's when I just finished right before we went live. And I made a little web for it to hang from. Should I make more than 3? I'm going to wear 1. But I figured with Halloween coming up, there'd be somebody out there that would like these. So, Izzo, we've been seeing you and creeps like you for the last couple of lives. I don't know what I did to deserve it, but we'll take care of you. Oh, I think that's a good idea. All right. Let's see. Well, now you have to come back more often. Xander, I just made you a moderator. Yay! You look good in blue. All right. You missed the Whack-A-Troll. They'll probably be back. Tiffany, last time, how many times did they change the name and create a profile to come in? Several. So other than Xander not liking spiders, what do you all think of the spider elf ears? Tiffany, I'm going to make you a moderator too. How's that? We're collecting moderators tonight. So, Tiffany, you want to come up on the panel with us? We're waiting on Adrian to show up. She's got about 5 or 8 minutes before she joins us. And what I would like to talk about tonight is what gives us joy. And I've been talking about our excursion to DragonCon and seeing all the interesting things. David says he likes them. The link is at the top of the page. Someone click on it. Come on. Don't be so shy. Get yourself into bye-bye land? I don't think so. You're here? Oh, look, he's back. They're back. Somebody's a dedicated whack job, looks like. You see him, Tiffany? So, who would like to talk about what gives you joy? Don't click on the wrong person. So I should wear my spiders and come sit in your garden, Suzanne? I thought you'd be amazed at my talent. I didn't have anyone to tell me how to do that. I just kind of copied the ear thing and did it. I'm proud of me. Oh. So if y'all don't start sharing what brings you joy, I'm going to talk about what happened in Georgia yesterday.
It's not going to bring anybody joy.
So what else should I hang from elf ears? David Gray says, steak and asparagus gives him joy, and squirrels in his pecan trees. Gwen, hey, I'm so glad to see you. Welcome, welcome. There's a link at the top if you want to come up on the panel and talk to us about what gives you joy. All right, guess who's here? Hey there, girl. I don't know if she can hear us yet. Whoa, yeah. Can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you. Tree of Life is a good one. I actually have done some of those. I think they're kind of big to hang from an ear, so I'll have to make some small ones. So, Adrian, I still can't hear you. Are you muted? Huh. I have StreamYard has you turned off, but I don't know why.
How about now?
There you are.
Okay. My
Welcome.
nephew uses my computer, so he's got like things plugged in, and I don't know what he's got going on here. So, all right. Hey, everyone. We need Rocky to call for Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian, we have a what do you call it? a troll.
Uh-oh. Not a troll.
Yes.
Let me see. Did somebody get the troll?
Yeah, I actually I put a couple of people in as moderators now. We're all having fun whacking the troll.
Yeah, Billy, I had to figure out.
Now we're all having fun.
I had to figure out which chord was not supposed to be.
I'm going to turn off my sound because that's giving feedback. Now, how am I going to understand her if the sound's turned off? Oh,
Put on
dear.
your earphones.
I think it was me, Lisa.
Okay.
I had turned on your live, but I had to mute it right away.
Okay. Are you doing okay? You look kind of flushed.
Yeah, I just finished cooking dinner. So
What's for dinner?
I did barbecued ribs and smoked pork chops on the grill.
Wow.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Charlie, sounds good. I went and got ingredients to make something that Gail over at Gail Southern Living, she did a video today. I don't know if you saw it, on Mexican cornbread.
The Mexican cornbread, yeah.
I went and got the ingredients and then ran out of time to make it.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's what's tomorrow.
I'm going to share the live out real quick.
Everybody remember thumbs up and share us out. And I've given up on monetization because of my hours, my watch hours. I really have bad watch hours.
I'm the same way. I'm not good at keeping up with that stuff, so I'm just like, if it happens, it happens. I'm not stressing about it. I didn't ever, create my channel to be monetized anyway. With that intention anyway. So like, if it happens, it's a bonus. But
right.
I started my channel just to be sharing knowledge and whatever, just to have community, and because I just love gardening, so I just like to share that.
So the guy showing up wanting to do rude things to me means I'm doing something right. Okay. All right. Oh. So I was telling everyone what gave us joy here recently, Adrienne, is for our 44th wedding anniversary, we went to Dragon Con. Which is to meet another YouTube provider, content provider. Her channel is Back to Earth Creation.
Oh wow.
And she does the most beautiful work. And what you're hearing is Maurice the cat jumping on Stinky Cat.
They're rolling all over. Look at them.
He does that. He jumps on the other cats, especially that one, because she screams. Everyone else stands there like, oh, really funny. Wahaha.
They're rolling all. It's like WrestleMania over there.
Yeah. Hey, Garden State Canadian. Yeah, that's welcome to our zoo. So, and Charlie bought me. Y'all excuse us while I bring Adrienne up to what do you call it?
Oh, that's very
Charlie
pretty.
bought this for me. And one thing we discovered is I've got big ugly ears.
They're not ugly.
He says they're not ugly. I think they're ugly. Anyway, so that goes over the top, right?
Okay.
And I can never get it on. Okay, there it is.
Oh, that's pretty.
It should be hanging here. But my ears are so big, it hangs here. So after we get away from the artist, Xander, you want to cover your eyes. He's back. Anyway, we get away from the artist, Adrienne, and Charlie looks at me and he says, "You can make these."
Oh, really?
and he came up with the idea of hanging the spiders I've been making. I've been making spiders as what do you call
With
pendants?
the resin?
No, actually wire weaving.
Okay, okay.
And close your eyes, Xander. So I made this just before we went on air tonight.
Oh.
And I made this for those of us with big ugly ears. So
Oh, wow.
I've also made a couple that are smaller. But I'll probably wear this during September 14th, where we're going to. That's where it should have. That cool. So I've got two others that are different colors.
Oh. It's
So
cool that you can just make that.
It just gives me joy because I figured it out all on my own. And so I guess my skills are developing.
Yes, you're evolving.
So what gives you joy? Let's talk about joy. David's
Oh,
joy is steak, and so you've got quite a few announcements that if you're going to share them.
Oh yeah, my family gives me joy. So I went on a road trip recently. I flew to Pensacola,
Okay.
met my daughter, and we drove from Pensacola back to Indiana with her car and all her belongings because she's getting ready to fly to Japan. So we did like probably 15 or 16 hours road trip. I flew there, and as soon as I got to the airport, she picked me up from the airport, and we hit the road on our way back.
You hit the what on the way back?
We hit the road, and we were on our way back.
Okay.
So I flew out there, and we came back the same day. So she's home for about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks for leave. Then she's going to fly to South Carolina and see my son because he's in South Carolina at his base. And then she's going to fly back here and then go to Japan.
So do you know she's going to Okinawa?
No, it's begins with a Y. I can't remember what it's called.
Did she learn how to say konnichiwa?
Oh, she's going to learn how to say a lot of stuff. I'm so happy for her. I'm so excited for her to go.
That is exciting.
I am so excited for her to go, to travel, to see the world, especially Japan, because it's one of her top places that she's been wanting to go. So when they ask her, like, top 3 places that you want to be stationed, for your first duty station, and Japan was one of them, and she got Japan.
What are her other ones?
The first one was Pearl Harbor. The second one was Japan. And then the third one was stateside somewhere. I don't remember where. But she got Japan and she was happy.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I've got, one of my bridesmaids was a student from Japan who ended up going to Harvard. Is it Harvard Medical School?
Okay.
And then ended up at MIT on the HIV/AIDS team,
Nice.
working on that. And I don't know, she's back in Japan now. It's been 44 years, and we've lost contact.
It's not the air base, Susan. She's not on the air base.
She's Navy.
She's in intelligence.
Uh-oh.
So she's going to be on a what is it called? The Preble. It's a destroyer ship.
I was going to say DDG.
Yeah.
I was Navy RTC. She's going to have to keep a low profile then.
Yeah, she's going to be on DDG. And then my son is going to be on a submarine. Yeah, because he's in for nuclear engineering. So he's going to be on a nuclear sub. And she's on a destroyer. So I'm excited for them.
Yeah, I'm excited for them too.
and very proud of him.
I dated a guy before Charlie that was going into the nuclear sub program. He was Navy ROTC in college.
Okay.
And so was I for a period of time. And he was a nuclear engineer, or what the version of nuclear engineering that they had in the 80s or early 70s, late 70s. And I always wondered how he was going to do the submarines because he was like 6'8".
Oh wow.
If you've ever been in a sub, I had to duck to go through the doors.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a tight squeeze.
Just picture him walking, crouched over for 6 months.
Oh my God. I can't imagine what his bunk was like.
Yeah, really.
Like sleeping in his bunk.
Feet up there.
Yeah. I mean, especially I don't know what would be worse, the top bunk or the bottom bunk. I think it might be, yeah, I think Suzanne, I think that's it. The Yokosuka. I think that sounds like that might be the one.
So Wickershire says she gets joy when hummingbirds show up and she's 2 feet from them and they do not care that I'm there, but yell at me to feed the feeder. Mine are doing that now. Yeah, they come and they look for you, right? Because, hummingbirds come back to the same neighborhood every year.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do. And they learn who you are.
Okay.
I'm the feeding person. So if I'm in the garden working, I've had them come and hover that close to me. Like, hey, we're back. Now go feed the nectar.
Right. Can you fill the food up, please?
Yeah. And I told you all that there's windows right here behind my computer that I've got feeders, bird feeders and hummingbird feeders.
Oh.
And when it's empty, it comes all the way to the window and they look at me. They don't look at Charlie. Charlie doesn't feed the feeders. Well, fill the feeders. So looks like the cat's gonna do it again. What are you doing? Oh,
he's frisky. He's feeling frisky tonight.
Yeah, he's frisky every night. But the 2 female cats scream when he jumps on them.
Oh boy.
He loves it. He'll jump on the dogs, he jumps on us. But those 2 female cats, they're such drama queens.
I plant scarlet runner beans for my hummingbirds.
When do yours migrate?
Usually right around now.
They start disappearing.
Right around now. Yeah, they start disappearing right around now.
Yeah,
because the weather is so up and down at this point. Like we can be down in the 40s at night and 90 degrees in the day. So they're like, we're not going to deal with this. We're gone. We're getting out of here.
Well, they come through here, and I always know when it's a visitor because they don't look at me. They just come in. But if it's one of my, there's 5 regulars, and then we have the 6th one that was last year's baby, and then this year's we have a baby, and she's only that big. She's really.
Aww.
We have the ruby-throated. So Wickershire.
Yeah, I have a couple of those. The ones that I have have like green on them. They have a green head, and then there's 2 of them that are like green headed, and then there's 2 of them that have the red here.
The red here are the males.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ruby throats.
There's 2 like that.
So why is everyone so shy? Come on. What gives you joy? David's chewing his steak. So that's probably why he's not typing.
Oh, David's having steak for dinner?
He got a shipment of meat. I'm so jealous.
Oh, what kind of steak?
Yeah, David, what kind of steak are you chewing on?
My favorite cut of steak is ribeye.
Ribeyes are very good.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite cut. Or like a chuck steak is good too.
Sandra's drooling all over his keyboard. I a ribeye's my favorite, Charlie. That's usually what we get, right? Charlie always
Yeah.
likes the T-bone.
I like the ribeye because it has like that perfect marbleization, and when
Yes.
it just makes your steak juicy.
Yeah.
Okay, New York strip.
Oh.
Hello, Alfonso.
Yum.
Nice to
Alfonso,
meet
it has been
you.
so long.
Yeah, the last time I saw Alfonso was his birthday. He said music brings him joy and model trains. Okay.
Model trains are a lot of fun. At one time, I contemplated
Monarch butterflies.
tracks along the ceiling from room to room and have the trains go. Never materialized, but it was an idea I had. Yeah, Tiffany, you work too hard. What time is it there? It's almost 11, huh? Why don't you tell us what gives you joy before you leave us and go to dreamland?
To
I want to know
dreamland.
what Alfonso's favorite type of music is.
Do you have any model trains, Lisa?
No, years ago we did before we moved from North Florida to South Florida. Back when we used to celebrate Christmas, I got some for Christmas time.
Okay, that makes sense, Alfonso.
Yeah.
My husband just put together a model DDG Preble ship, the one that my daughter's going to be on.
Oh, there you do. There you
Yeah,
go.
he ordered it and put it together, and now it's sitting up on the shelf.
So Alfonso says favorite type of music is country, gospel, bluegrass, Mexican.
Okay.
I like old-fashioned gospel and bluegrass, like Doc Watson stuff. Willie Nelson country.
Tiffany's going to have a grandbaby soon.
Oh, is this your first grandchild, Tiffany? Like, congratulations. Do we know if it's a boy or a girl? Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. That's definitely some joy.
I'm one of those childless cat ladies. And I'm happy about it. But you already know I'm a cat lady, right?
Okay. December. Okay, my daughter is born in December. We have a lot of December birthdays actually. My daughter is in December, my nephew's in December. I have a niece in December. And then somebody else was in December. I can't remember who now. Oh, my one of my friends is in December. Yeah, we have a lot of December birthdays.
Yeah. Start stockpiling diapers now.
Oh wow, yeah, really. You never know.
But how many weeks of newborn sized diapers do you usually get if you're going to stockpile before you go on to the next one?
They grow out of those newborn diapers so fast.
Thank goodness.
3 babies to go through more than one, Xander.
I don't understand that.
A baby boy, okay. 3 babies go through more than one. More than one what?
You got us confused.
Yeah, I'm like, huh? Maybe I'm just tired.
I'm going to take this off because Xander can't look at spiders. So.
Oh, we had 9 months to do it, and yes, 3 do go through them faster than 1. Oh, oh my gosh, triplets. Yes, that's right. Because his sister just had triplets.
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine pushing one out, much less three at the same time.
Right.
Our first baby girl, people got us so much newborn clothing, she never wore one outfit twice.
I know it. I know
And one
it.
year we donate 100 pounds of new clothing with tags on them to the church. That is actually cool. That is really cool.
They're 2 months. Wow, they're 2 months old already? That's fast. I feel like she just had them.
Wow. Okay, Gwen, I've been showing you my crap. How about show us some of yours? What kind of things are you making? Oh, quick commercial. I'm selling a 36-inch 4-harness jack loom.
What is that?
That's something you weave on, a weaving loom?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've got it up on Marketplace, and I've had a couple of people ask me a lot of questions. And one lady's trying to convince her husband to drive from South Carolina to get it.
Oh, she really wants it, huh?
Well, it's cheaper than buying new. New, they're like $4,500, and I'm asking for $1,200, and that's steal.
So that's a bargain, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just I have 11 looms, and with my back problems now, there's no way I'm stringing them up, you know.
Junk journal, crochet everything, painting, jewelry. I can't sit still long enough to crochet.
Yeah, I need to pack up my wire wrapping and start crocheting. The ear warmers I make, I think you remember them from last winter, and they just go around. Those go pretty well if the weather's rotten when the festival's going on.
I still have the hat that you made me.
Do you ever wear it?
Yeah.
Does it
In the
fit?
winter I wear it because it's got a spot for my ponytail.
Yeah.
So I wear it in the winter.
I had hair. Yeah. Brother-in-law went for a walk, came back, and they were all ready to come out 2 weeks early.
My daughter's going to start making medicinal herb tincture. Nice. I made
catchers, junk journals, crochet, everything, painting, and jewelry. You have what were you saying, Adrian?
I made oregano oil. I've had it, in the cabinet. It should be ready. I don't think it's been a month yet. Middle of September
It should be ready after 2 weeks.
The
oil's ready in a couple
like 6 weeks.
What kind of oil did you use?
Olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Oh no! I take that back. I used grapeseed oil. So I'm gonna leave it for like 6 weeks.
Y'all ready for this? Guess who's here?
It's Alfonso.
Hello.
Is that your train, Alfonso? Look at that! Oh, that's nice.
That is nice.
Choo-choo! It is. Really nice, Alfonso.
What is this t-shirt? Is that a shark? Messy teeth. Oh.
Nice.
Train.
Very nice train, yes. My son used to love trains too. One of his favorite movies was Polar Express. He would watch the Polar Express 365 days a year.
Here it comes. Oh, backing up. So let's see. Gwen, what kind of herbs are your daughters going to try to do?
I also have a freezer. I have a freezer full of elderberries that I need to make elderberry syrup with. Well, I'm going to can elderberry juice, and then as I need syrup, I will make the syrup as needed. Because once you put the raw honey into you don't want to can your raw honey because that just defeats the purpose of using raw honey. So I'll can the juice, and then as I need syrup, I'll take juice out and add the honey at that point.
Right, because you don't want to raise the temperature of raw honey above 115. It kills all the.
Right. Oh, look at all those cars. That's cool, Alfonso. It's got all those cars on it. Nice.
He's going to put his headset on so he can hear us, maybe. Are you there?
Can you hear us, Alfonso? Oh, look at all those cars. Nice. Butt scooching across the rug. Acceptable as a human, not for dogs.
Yeah. She's growing an alphabet of herbs.
Okay.
We have so many tinctures on the shelf now. I don't need to make tinctures for several years. I also have like 4 gallons of vanilla extract.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I made a bunch of.
You can use it for what's it called? I heard you can use it for like mosquito repellent too. I don't know if it works.
I don't know about that, but
Check 1 2 test. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Alfonso.
My audio's been really bad lately.
We can hear you now.
Yeah, my train derailed again.
It derailed.
Yeah, I have a short circuit on the track somewhere.
Oh.
Every time it derails, it causes a short.
Well, that's a problem.
I've missed you, Alfonso.
I know, I've been busy with work and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you all know with my health problems, my garden was, pretty much a bust this year. And then we had all of July was a drought, and from the second week of August till now, we haven't had any rain.
Oh no.
So I don't know whether to direct sow my bok choys and cabbages or to start them at the greenhouse. What do y'all think? What do you think, Adrian? Should I start them in the greenhouse so I can control their moisture?
If you put them in the greenhouse, it might still be too hot.
Oh, we've got fans going in there.
Maybe then, yeah. I would do them in the greenhouse just so you can keep an eye on the moisture level. Or start them in a shady spot. You got plenty of tree cover. You can probably find a shady spot. Yeah. What do you still have in the garden?
A few pepper plants. Luckily I got some frozen from last year because we need to start making my pepper jam for the festivals.
Oh yeah, that pepper jam you sent me was delicious.
Which flavor did I send you?
It was the ahi chaparita or whatever it was called.
Charapita, yeah, from Peru, mixed with mango and.
Yes, it was so good.
How did you use it?
I ate it on bagels.
Oh.
With cream cheese and the jelly on top of it. Oh, it was so good.
That's hot stuff.
I know.
Did you try it on any pork chops and grill the pork chops?
No, I didn't put it on. I don't think I put it on anything but like bagels or yeah, I think I just ate it on bagels.
Yeah, I've got plenty of that to do the yahi jams, but usually at this time of year I'm picking Scotch bonnets. But did we have any Scotch bonnets survive, Charlie?
Yeah, I think so.
He says yes, but I have to go down the hill and look. But everything I put out front, save for a few Chinese giant green peppers that I grew from, an Aleppo pepper, and a shishito. Everything else is, gone.
Right. Are your tomatoes done too?
Oh yeah, they burned up in July.
Wow.
And I just didn't feel well enough to stay on top of watering.
So her daughter's okra plant grew over 6 feet. Are you growing okra, Lisa?
We have 4 plants out there, Charlie. 4 or 5 plants. You probably need to pick them.
Yeah.
I think I have about 4 plants too.
Yeah. We're not really good about going out and checking, and then we end up with okra that's like that long.
Hmm.
Very hard.
I got the Country Hill okra, red country or country red hill or whatever it's called. I can't remember the exact name of it, but Hill Country, I think it's called.
I've seen the red ones. I haven't tried them.
They're like fat pods, really fat, short pods.
Do they taste different?
I don't know yet. I haven't tasted them. It's the first time I'm growing that variety. I planted that variety and I planted the red burgundy, but the red burgundy didn't germinate. Only that one did. So I had planted like maybe 12 okra plants, but out of 12 I got like 4.
Yeah. Well, I planted black pumpkin. Remember last spring I was talking about black
Yeah.
pumpkin? And look at his
I can't get
collection
my
back
train to
there.
run correctly. I don't know why. It keeps derailing.
You said there's a short in it?
Yeah, on the track somewhere.
Oh. But it's a really nice looking train though.
Yeah.
How many cars?
Like 20 cars.
20 cars. Wow.
Yep.
That's a big train.
That's G scale.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I tell you, they're expensive.
I bet that
Trains
is.
like that, it can run you around $400 and up.
Wow.
And I have a $700 locomotive.
Look, he's got them all over his room.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Wow.
That is nice.
It's a $700 machine that I got for $65.
That's wow.
Oh, that was awesome.
And that's a G scale.
Yes, G scale.
That's huge.
Wow. And it's just like the real thing.
Yes, they're a scale model of the real thing.
Absolutely. You can look inside the window and everything.
Yeah.
Those are nice, Alfonso.
This is a 1:32 scale model for proportion to standard gauge, and then I got my Denver and the Rio Grande Western locomotive. I got for Christmas last year.
That's cool that he's sharing this with us.
That's a really nice hobby.
This is a $500 locomotive right here.
Wow.
That's beautiful. Look at how shiny that is.
You
That's
got
nice.
Charlie over there saying, ooh, ooh.
That's G
Yeah.
scale. But this is proportion 1 to 22 and a half.
You want to choo-choo?
No.
Wow.
This is more proportion to narrow gauge, the 3-foot narrow gauge, that 1 to 20th scale.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't get it to work right because I think what happened, the contact plates, the pickup shoes broke off.
Oh. Can you replace it?
They're expensive. They're like $20-$30 for the pickups.
Wow. Just for that little part?
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to be a serious hobbyist.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not going to tell you what I've spent on craft supplies.
Yeah,
Dear
I
$8.
tried converted this one to USB rechargeable, but it doesn't work because all it does is it overheats the battery and causes it to go up in smoke. The battery itself.
Oh no. That's dangerous.
I try to convert it to run on this, but it just makes the wire hot, everything, like to the point where it will start smoking.
Oh yeah, you don't need that.
No, so try to convert it to USB rechargeable to convert. Instead, I have to rely on track power, but some not working because you know what happened is because the way to get power from the rails with the battery, you're feeding power back to the rails.
Yeah.
And if you mix the two signal, yeah, you could have a short.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you gotta find out where that short is at. Right?
Yeah, find out what. where the short is, you know, like
How can you find out though? Like, how can you troubleshoot that to find out where the short is?
where they're missing connection between the section of track, you know.
Okay, so you're gonna have to go piece by piece looking
Yeah,
through the track. Oh wow, that's really tedious.
yeah,
Well, that's something that Charlie would enjoy doing. He likes troubleshooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Because you know, sometimes with cars derailing too, that can also cause a short because the wheels touching both rails, the axle. That could cause a short too.
Yep. So
Yeah, I
that one
spent
doesn't work.
Not right now. To get the pickup shoes.
Okay. It's a beautiful train though.
Oh yeah,
it is pretty.
they're expensive. They
Yeah.
run you around $500 to $600. The
Wow.
LGB.
Mhm.
If you look up LGB model trains at G scale,
Uh-huh.
they're expensive. You know.
Is that like a top of the line?
Yeah, LGB. They're the professional one. They're Bachman. Um, there's another one, Aristocrat. They're no longer in business. Aristocrat.
Oh,
They
okay.
made G and O scale, but they're no longer in business.
Can you still find their trains and stuff?
You might find them on eBay, but they're way overpriced, and a lot of times they're broken.
Yeah, they're probably overpriced because they're not in business anymore.
Yeah, and they're broken, you know.
Most of them are broken, yeah. So they're a project you got to work on trying to fix.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, sometimes like the ones from Home Depot, like Walmart and all that, like the Christmas sets, they're G scale as well. Like
Wow.
the Christmas train you get at Home Depot, are battery power.
Yeah.
They're G scale as well.
Okay. I didn't know
That
that.
that's to come with the plastic tracks and all that.
Right.
But a lot of times they're not that great, you know, as far as quality wise.
No.
No,
They break too easy, or they're
well,
just unequally made.
it's just the way how they're made, and they're not very powerful enough to pull a huge freight.
Oh, okay, yeah. So then when you have 20 cars on your track, it can't pull them.
Yeah, and then not only that, with the track, you gotta have a really wide radius. Right now, I'm running like a 5 foot diameter curve instead of the regular 4 feet. Let me show you.
Hey, Rudy. Nice to see you. 907. Well, I have 909. 909.
I have 908.
Yep, I
All
have.
minutes
Yep.
make the story
909.
short.
These are the tracks right here.
So
Oh,
what?
yeah. Look at that.
That is nice. A nice shiny track.
Brass.
Very nice.
This is the heavy brass.
Oh, it's brass.
Yeah, it's real heavy. You
Nice.
step on these, your feet's gonna hurt.
Ooh, like stepping on a logo.
Yeah, it's heavy. And this is the company the Bachman train sets.
Okay.
But these are real flimsy. The rails are hollow. You know.
Yeah, you can tell they're like, they're more
Yeah.
flexible.
Yeah, they're real flimsy. The rails will not support the weight of the train, but over time it's got bent inward and warp.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, these won't support the heavy trains.
Right.
Which with 20 plus cars, these tracks will not support it.
At all.
No, it's just gonna bend
It's awful.
inward.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the cars weigh about 5 pounds, and the locomotive weigh about 20 pounds, depending.
That's heavy. Wow.
Yeah, so like, with all the cars, all the weight, it's just
Yeah.
putting too much pressure on the rails, and when these are hollow, it's just gonna bend inward, and then.
Yeah.
But these are great for bad for here. You know, like the Christmas train that you get at Home Depot or Walmart, whatever, on Christmas time. These are
Yeah,
great
those
for
lightweight ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
But for the heavyweight train, you want to run them on brass.
Okay. I learned something new today.
Yeah. But I know these are expensive. They're like 15, 10 to $15 a piece.
A piece. Yeah.
Yeah. How expensive they are. Then if I want, then the turnouts they're about $130. The switches.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I remember it being expensive. That's probably why I never really got into it.
What did you Lisa? What did you have? G scale or what was your set?
Back, or you're gonna? I'm thinking about back into the 1990s. It was H, I think.
HO, that regular size.
HO. I don't really remember. I wasn't into it long enough to really know much about it. Other than we went in Florida, there's a couple of big train dealers.
Yeah.
I think they're near Orlando. That Charlie and I went to a couple of times and looked at it and thought about collecting. And they were so expensive, and we were graduate students, so we didn't have money to
Yeah,
burn.
they are expensive.
Yeah.
But I know, like for an HO scale train, so you look around $180 for HO scale.
It was more than what we had, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it depends what you get. Like for HO, like I will go with Atlas or Azure. I wouldn't go with Bachman. You know those trains from Bachman. I wouldn't get those. Like the one you see at Hobby Lobby, I wouldn't get those because their
Hey,
locomotives
Gail.
wouldn't last. They
Well, I mentioned you a little bit ago. I forgot to write down the recipe for your Mexican
see if I have an HO
cornbread.
Bread.
But I did go out and get the ingredients. I thought we'd have that for dinner tonight, and then I didn't cook it. So
Hello, Gail. Hello, hello.
if you have the recipe written down, do you mind shooting it
Is
to
it in the description, Lisa? Usually she'll put the recipes in the description of the video.
I'm going to post this because it looked really easy and really good. That's the
I bet she has it in the description. The Fall Fest, yeah. The Fall Fest is going, we got like what, 40 people now? Maybe even more than 40? 40 people in the Fall Fest collaboration. You should join, Lisa.
the Arbequina olive tree. I love these advertisements they put it in the front of these videos. Let's see. I am going to grab this and bring it here. This is the link that I'm talking about, y'all. If you want to look at what looks like a very easy, tasty dinner. Let me see.
Okay,
There it is.
I think I found my HO. Yep.
Okay, Gail, I'm cutting and pasting, or copying and pasting your recipe, and we're going to do it tomorrow. How's that? Paste. I'm going to call this Gail's Mexican cornbread. Save to desktop. And that's what's for dinner tomorrow, Charlie. I'm going to make mine though out of ground chicken instead of ground beef. Yeah, I will, Gail. I know I haven't been getting notifications either, and on Facebook either. I usually have like every 15, 20 minutes, I've got to go clear my list of new posts, and I've had maybe 4 or 5 posts a day now. It's probably because of my politics. I'm probably in Facebook jail, and they just didn't tell me. But that's.
And I don't know why. I don't know. Some channels, it seems like I do not get notifications for them no matter what, and I don't understand why.
I think you're supposed to visit the channel. If you don't visit a channel for a while, or gives a thumbs up or something, that YouTube
These are channels that I watch regularly.
weird.
One
Yeah,
time I was unsubscribed to a channel that I watched regularly, like daily I would watch this channel. And then one day I just happened to see that I wasn't even subscribed anymore.
I don't know. I don't know why YouTube would play games when our content brings them business.
I
So
know.
why do they make it so hard for us to make pennies off of whatever they're making off of advertising dollars? It doesn't make business sense to me.
This is my smoking.
Oh, he's still showing us choo-choos.
Oh, that one's still in the box. That's nice.
Yeah. And they work,
Mm-hmm.
Now the only thing what I did, I put like DOT reflector tape to make it light up.
Oh, okay.
See?
Nice.
I did something I rarely do, and that's I allowed Adrian on my friends list on Facebook. I usually just keep, like, I've only got 200 people because they're people who know me and put up with my temper.
And these are the tracks.
But Adrian will tell you, I'm pretty strong in my politics. I just vent. I mean, I spent 30-something years as a journalist, and I wasn't allowed an opinion,
Right.
in public, so now I'm letting it all hang out.
It's hard.
It's just I'm so disgusted with what's going on in the world. Did y'all catch what happened in Winder, Georgia yesterday?
Yes.
That's just let's put it this way: it's close enough to us that the cops from my town ended up going to Winder to help. So,
Oh my gosh.
Let me put this away.
So what are we gonna do as a society? You've got kids, Adrian. You have kids that's still in school?
I've got one that's still in school. She's a freshman.
So what are we gonna do? What can we do as a society about this? We're supposed to be talking about things that bring us joy. That just brings us gray hair.
I know.
So,
I just pray about it. Pray about it and trust in God.
yeah, we had something happen yesterday that, again, it's not a happy thing.
Anyone remember these?
A neighbor 2 houses down who has twin girls that are about 10, 12 years old, just starting to look like little ladies. And they walk past our house every morning to catch the school bus up the street. And he called me yesterday and said, "Hey, are you renting a room out to somebody?" And I said, "No, no one would live with us." My level of housekeeping, no. And he says because this guy has come out from beside our house 2 mornings and followed his little girls up the street.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's dark when the kids go up the street, so so I told him, well, meet me after work tomorrow when the kids come home and we'll call the police. We need to make them aware because if he's hiding between my house and the neighbors, we would see him out of our kitchen windows there.
Yeah.
And I'm still asleep when they catch their school bus. I sleep till like 10 because I'm up to like 3.
Yeah.
Or and then I called my neighbor that's on the other side and said, "Are you renting?" Because I know he rents his rooms out occasionally, and he said no, he quit doing it because he kept getting creepy roommates. So I don't know what to think about that. I mean, because it's getting dark now in the morning when the girls catch their bus.
Why did he wait? Why did he not say something the first time it happened?
They told her mother, she didn't mention it. to him.
What?
And then the second time it happened, the mother did say something, and he called to ask me, hey, are you renting to somebody? To try to figure out if the guy belonged or not. And I said, no, if he's hiding, he'll have to speak to my shotgun if I see him.
Well, after the first time, that would be all it would take because I would be waiting for them at the bus stop. I wouldn't be letting them walk by themselves.
She walked them for a few days, evidently, and it was okay. And then she didn't walk them, and he was there again. So I don't know what to say. But we
Yeah.
filed a complaint, and the police said they'll start driving up the street during, school bus times.
I would have to tell the bus driver, like, you're gonna have to drop them off closer to my house because this is not okay.
Yeah, that's what he suggested, is tell the bus driver to pick the girls up right in front of the house.
Yeah, if possible, like if you have to go past that way, then you might as well,
Yeah, there aren't any more kids in the neighborhood, so the bus goes all the way up the street and turns around and comes down, makes them meet it halfway up the street, and drives past their house to get out.
Oh no, absolutely not. Because they were doing that for my daughter. They were making her cross the street to catch the bus, and I was like, no, you're gonna have to go and you're gonna have to turn around and you're gonna have to pick them up on our side of the street because I don't want her crossing the street to catch the bus. And then we had a neighbor girl who would have to walk, about half a block down to our house to catch the bus. And I was like, that's not okay. Like, no, that's not okay. So I talked to the bus driver and I called the school and I was like, so the little girl down the street is having to walk down here and across the street to catch the bus, and my kids are crossing the street to catch the bus when it's not okay because the bus has to go down, turn around, and come back anyway. So why doesn't the bus go, turn around, come back, and then pick them up at their houses? Because you got to pass the house anyway. You might as well stop and pick them up. So the principal talked to the school, talked to the bus and the buses and everything, and it was all straightened out. But I was like, no, absolutely not. This is not okay.
Right. So that's what we're dealing with this week. But I've watched these little girls grow from little teeny tiny things 10 years ago. I've known them since they were 2.
That's scary because there's so much like trafficking going on and just craziness now in this world, You can't trust anybody.
You can trust me. I'm the lady in the neighborhood that all the kids come to,
Is anyone old enough to remember these from the Lionel trains?
And stray animals.
I remember those, Alfonso.
They don't make these anymore.
Yeah, those ones that like snap into each other. Yeah.
With the pins, they don't
I
make
can't
these.
believe you just separated it, Alfonso. I watched you put that together just a second ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch. He's. There you go. He did it quick.
However, there's have you ever heard of Menards, the hardware store?
Yeah, that's right down the street from me.
They carry these now. They make their own version of these tracks.
Yeah.
The Menards brand.
Yep.
Because Lionel don't make these anymore.
And have you seen the comparison?
Yeah. The comparison to Lionel, because these are the 027 profile, and because Lionel has two, the regular O gauge, and then the 027 profile. The one that Menard has is the O gauge, the regular 031 profile, whereas the rails are a lot thicker and heavier. And because I've been looking for these kind of tracks and I haven't been able to find it until I heard about Menards. So I'm thinking about getting them to them, and they're a lot cheaper, Because Lionel makes their track fast track now, and the rails are a lot thinner now. But Lionel, the newer ones, and a lot of my equipment that I have for these, they will not run on the newer tracks because we have thicker flanges.
Oh, it wasn't compatible.
No, it's the same gauge, but it's just the wheels have thicker flanges. I'll have to change all the wheels for the newer stuff. No, I don't want to do that one. I want to keep it original, because the thicker flanger means it will not derail as often. Versus the newer stuff, it will derail more often because the lenses are thinner, the rails are thinner, and all that.
I'm reading what Xander is saying about his nephew's
Yeah.
blamed for not having his work done, and he wasn't even signed up to get his assignments.
And was blaming him for it. That sounds like my nephew. They just started school, so in the first week of school, they get like the syllabus, and they get whatever the handouts are for the teachers giving the kids. They got to bring them home, get them signed, whatever. Right in the beginning of school, they take care of all that stuff. So she ran out of the syllabus, and she was like, "Oh, I don't have any more. I don't know what to tell you." So then he got an F for not bringing the syllabus home, getting it signed, and bringing it back. And he's like, "Well, that's making my grade go down because now I'm getting an F for that, not turning it in, and you just told me that you didn't have any more." So I was like, "Well, if she doesn't give you one, then I'm going to have to talk to somebody because that's not okay." So he eventually he got one from her, so he's going to bring it back tomorrow. But I was like, "That's not okay," and I'm going to make sure that they know that that's not okay.
Some teachers
You can't hold him responsible. You can't hold him responsible for something that you didn't even give him. It's not fair.
So, one of the things I'm coming back into, let's talk about joy. For the first time since my heart problem started, I am going back to work this coming Sunday.
Wow. Are you going back to Home Depot?
Going back to Home Depot, I'm only going to be doing 1 4-hour shift a week.
Okay.
To
Just
see.
to like ease back into it?
Right. And my HR person says to me, "Well, we're putting you at self-checkout," and she pointed to her little monitor she has on her shelf that shows things in the stores, and she goes, "And while you're here, I'm going to zero in on you. I want you where I can see you." Because the supervisors are apt to put me in the garden because of my gardening expertise. And that's outside, and if I faint or hit the ground, then it's, I may lay there for a bit before anyone notices.
So you're not going to be on your feet?
Oh, I'll be on my feet. They're going to give me a stool. I told her, "Give me a stool I can raise one butt cheek on." I could lean one butt cheek on. So we'll see. I will say walking around DragonCon wore me out to the point where I'm still recovering, and it's be a week tomorrow. So once I start doing the weekend markets, I'll do 2 a month, and that's like a 14-hour day. But hopefully Charlie and a friend that helps us. He doesn't speak English though. No one speaks Pashto.
Is he the one that was helping you pick the beans in your bean picking video? Okay.
He comes every
Saturday. He goes to your fairs too with you, right?
He goes to whatever markets he can make it to.
Right.
He's one of the kindest people I've ever met, and we're quite good friends with him. I just wish we could have conversations. We grunt at the point. But the Afghans that I've met, y'all, are some of the sweetest people. Very loyal, but also in some ways very innocent.
Yeah.
Very innocent. Not aware of the perils that we have here, but then the perils in their country are even scarier. So I think got a cat wanting in. And maybe Charlie will let him in, and he'll Brucey the garden cat. I'm reading the chat teachers bullied me as a parent. Right. Well, when I was in school, I was the kid that got blamed whenever something went wrong or someone played a practical joke on a teacher. I mean, I played a couple of practical jokes in first grade and never worked my way out of it. Anyone else who did something, I was automatically, at least they go to the principal's office, and I'm like, I didn't have anything to do with that. Should I tell you what I did to Miss Hanson? I still remember her name, my first grade teacher, Miss Hanson.
Oh no.
She had this habit. She'd pace from one side of the room to the other with the blackboard behind her. Okay, you can picture that. And she always had this continuous runny nose. And as she would pass her purse on the desk, she'd pluck a tissue and throw it away. Then she'd turn on, come back, pluck a tissue, throw it away. Okay. Well, beside the school, it was called Horse Pond Road School, and it had a pond in the playground.
Okay.
Springtime, what do frogs do? So I scooped up a handful of eggs, frog eggs, and I brought them in and put them on in her purse on top of her tissue. Okay.
No way.
This is back when you could leave your purse on the desk and not worry about someone stealing something. And so class got back in session, and she walked past her desk, reached into, I still think it's funny, reached into her purse, put her fingers in the frog's eggs.
Oh.
First thing out of her mouth is, Lisa Bolivar, you get to the principal's office. And from that point forward, anything went wrong, I got blamed for it. I mean, all the way through 5th grade.
How did you know it was you?
Oh, let me tell you what I did.
Everyone was pointing and laughing.
I can remember
they
my days
saw
in
you.
kindergarten. I think first grade or kindergarten. I remember.
Yeah, that's me. I was a little tomboy.
Does anyone remember those film projectors?
Yeah, we used to be able to watch we used to get our lessons on those in math.
Yeah, I remember in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I was in kindergarten, first grade. My teacher put in a movie on the film projector, and I was sitting next to the projector, and I got so curious because there was lights emitting from the projector itself, and my teacher had a glass of water. And out of curiosity, I thought, I want to see what happens if you put water into the projector where the lights are. And
Oh no! Oh my gosh, Alfonso!
I still remember that.
I bet you do.
But it gets better.
Yeah, I guess what? I got put in timeout.
Oh, I got worse than timeout. Anyway. So Miss Hanson got tired of the practical jokes. I think I pranked her a couple more times, and she asked to come over and have a conference with my mother, right? Well, my father had died when I was 5 years old, so my mother was a single parent. So
She's probably like, Lisa, what now?
what the hell did I spawn? So here comes Miss Hanson, and I knew that she was afraid of birds.
No way! So you're still pranking the lady.
So she's sitting on the couch, my mother's Victorian hand-carved wooden couch, Italian couch, talking about what are we going to do about Lisa. She's out of control, and I go in the other room and let the parakeet out.
Oh my gosh! You're evil.
And she's like, throws her purse in the air, runs out the front door screaming, ah! My mother had to take her purse to her. She had me transferred to another first grade class.
I bet.
Poor Miss Hanson.
You terrorized that poor lady.
I still do it, you know. If I think I can pull one on you, well, you want
See? That poor lady.
I was incorrigible. But I don't know where I get it either. Who would I blame it on? I'm an only child, you know. Oh Lord! So that gave me a lot of joy. You know, just remembering telling you about it gave me joy.
One thing I still remember to this day, when I was 5 years old, living in Albuquerque, New Mexico, back in the day, they used to give the toy train commercials, the model train, the Lionel, and all that. And I remember I wanted that train set so bad, my parents couldn't afford to get it for me.
Yeah.
And what I did, I grabbed a hammer
No.
because my sister and my brother and I were by ourselves at home, and my parents were out of town in Mexico.
Oh no.
I was 5 years old, my brother was 3, and my sister was like 10.
And you guys were home alone?
Yeah.
Welcome, honeybees.
And what I did, I grabbed a hammer when the train commercial came on. I went, wow! I broke the screen.
Oh
And I was hoping to
no.
get that train set out. I was really hoping to get that train set out on the TV.
Oh my
And then
God.
instead of getting what I wanted, I just got a big spanking.
I bet.
Sparks flying out of the TV and a butt spanking.
That reminds me of something I did when I was like 5. Because we used to have the TVs where you didn't have a remote control.
Right.
So you had to actually turn the
Yeah,
knob.
it was one of those.
Yeah.
One of those that broke.
So I had this in my mind that if I drew on the screen, I could just change the channel and it would just go away.
Right.
So I had drew all over the screen with my crayons and everything or whatever. And then when I heard my mom come in, she was gonna come in the living room. I ran to change it, but it didn't go away. It was still on the screen, and I was like, "Oh no, it's not going away." I thought if I changed the channel, it would just go away. Because when you switched it, it looked like everything went like, you know what I mean, in one direction.
Transition,
So it
yeah,
was like,
transition, yeah.
yeah. So I was like, oh, I'll just draw it on the screen. I'm like, yeah, all I gotta do is change it and it'll just go away. But it didn't. And then yeah, I got a spanking for that.
Yeah, TV were expensive back then, right?
Yeah.
Especially the big box TV consoles.
Or the ones that had the big like entertainment center
Yeah.
one, the one that
Yeah.
was super huge.
Yes. That
One
was
time
the
we
one
were
that I broke.
playing. One time we were running around in the living room, and the leg on it was like messed up, so it was like propped up. And me and my cousin were running around, and we bumped into it, and it fell over and broke his ankle.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh my gosh, I felt so bad because we were running around, we were just like playing in the living room, and you're not supposed to be running in the house.
Right.
And then we bumped into it, and then it fell over, and it fell right on his ankle. I was like, oh my
You know
god.
what? I remember 20 years ago, I was going to Bible study with my friends from church because we were having it in the houses, and instead of the parish
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes they bring their kids bring their children with them to the Bible study, and then the kids running all around the house until when
Oh,
I
wow.
got up. We're all getting ready to leave, and then all of a sudden I tripped over something because the kids were running, and then I tripped, fell on top of a glass coffee table, and broke
Oh
it.
no.
And I tell you what, they did not want me. I was no longer welcome in that house.
What?
Yeah.
You tripped. Oh my gosh, that's
Because my
so
limited
bad.
vision, I was no longer welcome. It was more of a safety.
Oh my gosh. That's so bad. How could they blame you for that?
How they could blame me with this innocent face?
Because I didn't see the child running.
Yeah. Them kids shouldn't have been running. That's not your fault.
Well, my mom, I mentioned I was an only child, right? And my mom never wanted to be a parent. She was always telling me from the time I was really small, I never wanted to be a mother. So she taught me how to read. I was reading by 3. And to keep me quiet and out of her hair, she would hand me like blank paper and crayons to go color and entertain myself so I wouldn't bother her, right? So I was sitting in my dining room, I guess you'd call it, and we had like a pass-through bar and then a wall partial wall that came from the bar that separated the dining room from the living room.
Okay.
And here's nice white expanse for me. I'm sitting there, why am I drawing on this paper when I could be drawing there?
Oh.
Beautiful drawing. Flowers and birds. You want a 4-year-old to think that the birds would look like. Man, that's one of the worst butt beatings I got. But my grandfather looked at it and said, "What? It's artwork."
Look what I got here.
Uh-oh.
Tactile prints that I created.
What is it? All inclusive farm and ranch heritage homesteads. A coloring book?
No, it's a tactile print. You can feel it. I designed it. I created the print.
Okay.
Oh.
It's in braille as well.
It's really nice with the braille underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It's a swell touch paper. You run it through any printer that prints black ink, and then you run it through a heat press, and then it swells up the ink.
Okay.
That's the name of my fictional farm that I have back behind
You
me.
know, I don't think I've seen Old Ways gardening here, honeybees. Y'all ever remember seeing Old Ways here during a live? I don't think she comes in.
And here's another one.
She's not too far from us though. Saddle Rock Ridge. It's really nice.
Yeah.
So how do you do that if you don't see well?
I have a big. I mean, right now I'm using a big monitor. I use like a 48-inch monitor.
Oh. I would have loved that when I was laying out newspapers.
Yeah. Newspaper, I can't read it. It's too small. Like I have to read big print.
Yeah. Well, my monitor's rectangular, so when I was doing layout and editing, I could have different things side by side on the screen and do my designs that way. But
Because
that
I do my. What do you use now? Do you use Photoshop or Illustrator or InDesign? What do you use?
I used WordPress for the text. I would use what did we do? It's a type of Photoshop type program that we use in newsrooms. It's a little bit more sophisticated than Photoshop.
Or you talk about InDesign for printing?
I don't remember what it's called. But you could take from one place to another, and then I had like 3 monitors. I could go pick something up from this monitor and bring it over and lay it out here.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a set. Because my setup is huge. I have 2 big monitors.
Yeah. Charlie has 4 computers going at the same time.
Like 4
4?
monitors.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, 4 screens, I should say.
Yeah.
And then he's got one above his desk that he has the news on or something playing that while he's waiting for his computer programs to compile, he watches.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's what he does for a living. He works from home.
Yeah, like I wonder, like how did he get like 4 monitors? Like he might have a really good graphics card for that.
So we're talking about seed swapping. Adrian does a big seed swap every spring, don't you, Adrian?
It's usually in the winter, like January, February.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I usually have everything mailed out I try to get everything mailed out by the end of March so that everyone has their seeds to start for spring. This year, I did it pretty late, but I still did it. So I think I got everything out in May instead of March, end of March. So I was like a month late.
Yeah, I always ignore you during that time because I'm a seed addict, and once you get me going, it's dangerous.
I know. Thanks, guys. You're
I'm
so
just barely
supportive.
harvesting my garden. I'm just
Yeah.
harvesting.
I've already started, collecting some seeds and stuff for February because, like, they're just common seeds that most people have on their list, like herbs and flowers, you know.
Well,
A lot
this
of
year
people,
I've got like 100 different varieties of peppers.
I planted a variety of peppers, squash and zucchini. I got like 2 watermelons coming, and then I got fresh basil. I mean the sweet basil.
yeah.
It's an herb, and I got grapes. I planted strawberries, my raspberry and blueberry, but unfortunately those got eaten by the critters.
Oh no.
So now I think I'm not gonna want to do the berries next year because those get eaten. I got my corn. All my corns came out already. Got all my corns harvested.
Good. Did you have a nice harvest for your corn?
Oh yes, I got like 6 or 7 of them.
Nice.
We're restructuring our gardens. I should probably be out there doing film on it, but I'm mostly sitting on my butt making jewelry nowadays.
I was wondering. I'm thinking about going hydroponic, but I don't know.
But we're dismantling our hugelkultur beds. If you watch my videos, you know you're familiar with my red tin raised beds that are
Yeah.
like hip high. We're taking those down because the logs that were in it have decomposed. So now the soil is like that thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would take
Uh-huh.
so much straw to fill it up. You know, it's ridiculous. So we're taking those down, and we're going to pull up the raised beds from down the hill next to my greenhouse and maybe restructure them where the hugelkultur is. And then I told Charlie he can plant corn and okra down the hill in long rows. Now that we've
Yeah.
built soil there, when we moved here, it was just hard Georgia clay.
Yeah.
Now
Where
we've
I'm
got
at,
a good
where I'm at, we got
soil
clay
built.
too. We got clay.
Clay.
Yeah.
But it's getting hard to find. I guess the drought this year will probably impact the wheat straw supply. You're out in wheat straw country,
In the Colorado.
Adrian. How's the hay crop this year? Do you know?
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm in
From
the
what I
city.
can see, you know, I'm surrounded by a few different farms, and from what I can see, they're baling it up. You know, they're baling it.
You
So
got adequate water this year?
I'm guess yeah, we did okay on rain. We had a few stretches where we were dry, but I think all in all, we had some good downpours that probably was like a deep water, and then we would go a stretch where it would be kind of dry, but then we would get some rain again. So I think we were okay.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty dry and hot here.
Supposed to actually rain tonight and tomorrow.
Well, send some this way. You
I know
know,
that everyone keeps telling me.
We
Send
we
it
had
over
rain
here."
last night. We got rain last night.
Yeah.
we're
We're supposed to
we're
rain
doing
tonight.
mushroom logs to take to the festivals.
What kind of mushrooms are they?
Let's see. We've got right now we've got oyster, warm blue oyster, and shiitake.
Oh, I like shiitake.
Yeah, I like the oysters. But we just got wood in a week ago. So by the third week in September, we'll be inoculating 3 kinds of lion's mane,
Ooh,
cool oysters, chicken of the woods, reishi. And is that all of it, Charlie?
I don't know, baby.
But you know, the lion's mane's fairly easy to grow, but the chicken of the woods is difficult, and so that'll be interesting to see.
I don't even know if I've ever heard of chicken in the woods.
It's kind of a fleshy, it's a polypore, isn't it, Charlie?
Chicken in the woods, yeah, I think it's a polypore.
It's on the same type of mushroom that the turkey tail is, kind of, but it's thicker, meatier, and vegetarians love it. They say it tastes like chicken, and I'm like, how do you know you don't eat chicken? Uh, uh,
How do you know you don't
That's
eat
me.
chicken?
it's not my favorite, but just we like a challenge. But the lion's
Oh,
mane
okay.
tastes like seafood. It really does. You know those imitation crab sticks that you can get?
Yeah.
That's what the lion's mane tastes like.
Does it? Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I took an ad out on Marketplace for the. And you're talking about things that give you joy. I have such a warped sense of humor. I took a picture of Charlie holding the logs. He's holding a shiitake log, and the other one he's holding another log this way for the oysters. And we've had like 1,400 clicks on each advertisement, and we've been selling them like crazy. But we've had an awful lot of people making passes at the husband.
Uh-oh.
Does he come with a log?
Oh,
That's an
wow.
impressive piece of wood. Are you available?
Are you
Uh,
kidding me?
and people coming on to him are men.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So I
Poor
have hecklers
Charlie.
there too.
Poor Charlie.
Mm.
He's all there going,
Poor Charlie. Poor Charlie.
Poor Charlie. There's nothing wrong with being gay, but come on.
Poor Charlie. What he's
Well, I
got to
tell you,
deal with.
since I live in the city, we live in the HOA, the Homeowners Association. We're not allowed to have chickens or rooster or any farm animals.
Right.
Well, my friend in New Mexico suggests to me that because she knows I can't, she knows that I don't live in the country. I wish I did, but she suggests to me that I should piss off the HOA by putting a discreet speaker outside in the backyard. Play the
Oh.
rooster sounds every morning around 5 or 6 in the morning.
Oh my
Just to
gosh.
piss off the HOA.
That's crazy.
My friend
Your
suggested
neighbors
that,
will be complaining.
yeah. And then when the HOA comes and looking for the farm animal, they ain't gonna find nothing.
Right. They're just going to be looking for nothing.
HOA is a dirty word around here.
What I mean,
We lived in an HOA in South Florida. Never again. Never
I would
again.
never live in that. Yeah, I could never live in an HOA. I could
well,
never.
I tell you what, where I live at now, because we're in the HOA, all this area where I'm at now, because our house is brand new, newly built. We had it built like about a year and a half ago, brand new. And I tell you what, and a lot of these houses here are brand new, and this area is when you've been around 2 years or less, where I'm at. And all this
Wow.
from my neighbors tell me, they tell me that all there used to be cattle ranch. There used to be cows and all that.
Oh, so your ground should be really good. Your
Yeah,
ground should be really
yeah.
well fertilized.
Not no more because for the last 10 years it's been developed.
Oh,
But from what I heard that 20 years ago, all there used to be cattle ranch.
wow. I bet the first few years of people actually living on the land, it was probably some really good gardening years.
Yeah, but from what I heard, all this used to be ranches. There used to be a whole bunch of cows. I never
Yeah.
seen it because we're like at the edge of the countryside or whatever, of the open space. Because where I'm at now, there we got open trails, park, and all that, and we got a river behind us. But the HOA here, like they're under contract with the county of
Hey there, fish
Arapahoe.
dad.
They're under contract with the Arapahoe to maintain the open space, like the rivers and the trails and all that, under contract.
Okay.
Now, when I go for walks on the trail, like I've been told, not to be messing with the vegetation when I'm just taking picture or
Yeah.
you're not supposed to be getting down to the water because
Right.
HOA can fine you for that.
And you got to stay like on the path and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even though it's not really HOA property, that's usually like county park and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the
they say they don't want you going off the path and stuff because it can cause like erosion and different things like that. So that's why they say what they say when they
Yeah,
want.
the HOA is the one that have to say
Just,
so, you know.
just a real quick commercial here. Those of you who are just coming in, welcome. The link at the top of the screen there will allow you to come up on the panel with us and share at least one thing that brings you joy. You missed the oh, you didn't have to leave, Alfonso. Share what brings you joy, and you missed out the naughty Lisa stories.
The naughty Lisa.
Sorry,
story.
guys. Sometimes some of the stream have been kicking me out lately.
Yeah, you can have 11 people on the screen, Adrian. Is it?
I think 10. 10 if you don't pay for it.
You know
Yeah.
what? I heard StreamYard increased their rates, increased their prices.
Did they?
I'm a
Yes,
I don't
Scotsman.
pay for
I go for the free stuff.
I don't
they
pay for the
they
StreamYard.
they increased their price for the paid version, double or tripled, and
No
without any
way.
improvement and no improvement at all.
Fishhead, come on up on the screen and talk about your channel. Come tell us about your channel. You know how to do that? You got a camera? Oh, I've got 2 private chat messages. Let me click on this, and what does it say? Oh, we only have you for 5 more minutes. Hey, Adrian?
Yeah.
How did you send me that?
Just
Hey,
now.
can I share some photos of my area?
That's
Do you know-
cool.
Yeah. Some tomatoes that my friends were growing.
Oh, yeah. Those are some nice looking tomatoes.
Yep.
Cool.
Like this when I take my little props on the trail.
Oh,
Be neat.
that's nice.
You have a lot of fun setting up the landscaping. And
Yeah.
you ever thought about using real plants?
For my model railroad, I do want to have a garden railway, but my family won't let me have it. Like for my model train outside, the G scale. Because you know those are meant to go out in the garden, the G scale model trains.
Okay.
But this is my regular HO scale that I shot in front of the green screen, you know.
Nice.
And those are my clones.
That's funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, all these have been photoshopped by the clubhouse.
Cool.
These are all the flowers by the Arboretum clubhouse.
That's beautiful.
Yep. They grow every spring. See, that's the trails I'm talking about. You know, you gotta stay on the path. Otherwise, they could give you a hefty fine. The HOA.
Yeah.
See how it takes you the wide open space there, like all this pretty much open space between different neighborhoods within Copperleaf. And the trails they go all over. You know, they go down to Saddle Rock Ridge, another HOA.
Yeah, HOA makes the neighborhoods look too cookie cutter for me. I like diversity.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Now this is
I don't
a
like to
panoramic.
look like everyone else's.
Now this is a panoramic view that I did down in Saddle Rock Ridge.
Okay.
Of course, I photoshopped it to make it look like countryside.
Yeah.
Well, you're really talented, Alfonso.
Thank you. I put the cows right there.
Right.
I like the psychedelic one. If I were a cow, that would be me.
There's a grasshopper right there.
I've been seeing a lot of grasshoppers outside.
And there's me driving a 1970 Chevy Chevrolet without a driver's license, and I got busted.
Mm-mm.
Yep. I got busted drinking and driving. I was charged with DUI.
Oh, he's cute. Hi, Candy.
Yeah. Here's the flowers. And that's my barn what I have back here I'm currently working on.
Okay. All right, guys. I am going to call it a night.
Adrian, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me up.
Always
Everybody have a great evening. I will see you guys around. Bye, Alfonso.
All right, thank you.
Remember, the more you know,
The more you grow.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, there's me driving on the highway right there. There's me right there
Love
driving
you.
without a license. Driving my chickens around.
Oh, it's just you and me. You think that's okay with my husband?
I don't know.
He's not even in the room.
And there's me right there.
Yeah.
Trying to get on, drive a skid steer.
All right, so let's see. So is everyone who's here now growing something this winter?
Now, this is one of the bridges that goes over the river.
Well, I'm going to do some giveaways. It's not going to be much because I'm not working yet and I haven't been doing festivals, so I don't have a lot of fluid cash. But let's see. Someone tell me what we have, what do you have that will grow in your area through the fall and the cool weather? Walking onions, David says.
This is a picture that I converted to tactile print. This is the one that I showed you earlier.
All right.
There was a plane crash recently.
All right.
This is some of the early tomatoes.
What kind of pepper did you overwinter, Suzanne?
Here's another.
That's right, David. That's soy, kale, some types of cabbage, right? Peas. I wonder if I planted English peas and tented them for when it went down to freezing, if they would survive a freeze. What do you all think?
Yeah, just a little waterfall right here.
Mini bell. That's nice. So, I am going to offer up, I'm going to go to Baker Creek and see what kind of kale is being offered. Oh, we've got all sorts of kale. Dazzling blue, scarlet, 1,000 head. It looks like it might be really tough. Russian red and dwarf Siberian. No Tuscan.
This is another 360 around my neighborhood in the park.
Oh, so Baker Creek is really limited in what they're offering. We've got flowering kale, which is a little bit tougher than a regular kale. Dwarf Siberian, I know, is really hardy. So if you want dwarf Siberian kale, let's see, it's 1104. I'll give you to 1105. Type hashtag kale in and get your name on the wheel. Hashtag kale.
Hey, you think would it be okay if I were to really drive or no? At
That's
your farm? This is an old steam tractor.
Xander.
There's another panoramic.
David. Only 3 gardeners in here. Oh, Alfonso.
And then here's another panoramic. I changed the background up a little bit to make it look more countryside.
All right, gonna spin the wheel. Everybody ready? Here we go. Hey, Alfonso, you won the kale.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I didn't know I would win.
So, shoot me an email. You still have my email?
Yeah.
Shoot me an email with the address you want me to send those seeds to. Okay?
Okay. You know what? I don't think I can't. I don't think you can send seeds to Colorado anymore.
Say that again.
I don't think you can't send seeds to Colorado.
I don't know why not.
Because here's what's been happening. The post office here are cracking down on pick up the marijuana. They're cracking down on what's coming in and what's going out.
Well, I'm not sending you marijuana. I'm sending you kale.
Yeah, but they don't want seeds coming in.
You can send me the marijuana.
No, they don't want that going out of Colorado. No, they don't want it. Like they have these border patrol checkpoints now in the state lines on the interstates.
Yeah. Well, why don't we try it? Send me your mailing address, and if it gets returned to me, they'll send me a notification if they won't send it to you, and then you can choose someone to gift it to if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to gift it to someone, so I'm gonna shoot you an email with the information who to gift it to.
Yeah, but shoot me an email and let me know what address to send it to.
Yeah, I'll do that. Right.
Let's see. And that's Siberian kale. So let's see.
Yeah, because someone tried to send me seeds and it got sent back to them because the post office here rejected it.
I'm looking at cabbage now. Okay, for those of us who are into weird-looking vegetables, there's something that's called a Filderkraut, Filderkraut.
Imagine the blind person driving a school bus.
I don't want to even think about it. I'm going to let you see if you want to try a weird cabbage. So if you want, this is shaped like it's got a wide bottom and it comes up with a top and then unfolds at the top, but it's like shaped with a bulb at the bottom and then it comes up. So if you win these and grow them, you'll have to come back and tell us if it grew for you, and B, if it tasted good. So if you're interested in the cabbage seeds, do hashtag weird, WEIRD, hashtag weird, and I'll put your name on the wheel if you want to try that.
Yeah, but you know what the post office is doing here? They open every package that comes in. They're opening every package that comes in for inspection.
Weird. Okay. Who wants weird? Weird. Okay. All 3 of you are already on the wheel. You know, everyone that left our broadcast is missing out on the prizes. Okay. All right, I am going to spin it again. Again, just say weird cabbage in your email. Okay, Xander.
Yeah, there's another reason why I don't want to stay on the
Xander
path.
on the weird. I
Yeah,
hate how first the packages disappear, Suzanne. The prizes I send out to people, some people aren't getting them at all. I sent one to Cindy Squirrel up in Canada, and I haven't seen her, first off. But she was supposed to tell me when she got it, and she never told me she got the last thing I sent her. So that's a package of seed going to Alfonso and a package of seed going to Xander. Again, Xander, tell me in the email your mailing address and just say weird cabbage, if you don't mind. So because Adrian was a guest and she graced us with her presence, I think we ought to send her a gift. So what kind of seed do you think, Adrian, those of you who know her, what do you think she would like for winter? What would grow in the winter in Indiana? Let me click on this. I'm searching under winter vegetables. Lettuce, winter savory. There's something called an Iota green flesh squash that looks gross. That's interesting, Suzanne.
Yeah, that's when I got down to the water to get real close pictures. That's when the HOA came up to me and told me that I could get a hefty fine for that.
I have to come up with an idea to send to Adrian. So I want to thank my moderators for being here tonight and doing such a good job. And I'll have to come up with holiday gifts for you all closer to the holidays. You let me know. Do all my moderators celebrate Christmas? You never know what I might send you.
This was the chicken drives.
While Alfonso entertains us with his trains, what do you think of that eyeball? Do you? So you like eyeballs, Sander?
And we have a big waterfall not too far from where I live.
Suzanne, do you eat mushrooms? You like jewelry? Now that Tiffany's going to be a grandmother, it's got my creative juices going there too.
I can't believe Tiffany's the youngest. She could be the youngest grandmother. She's like 26.
That's cool. Okay. Well, again, I want to thank you all for coming by and for spending some time with me tonight. I know time is precious. And thank you, Alfonso, for joining me on the panel.
You're welcome.
But I'm going to call it a night. Charlie has abandoned us from the living room. So I better go join him.
Hey, do you have a way to do any prints? Or no?
I'm sorry?
Can you do prints? Like print photos at your end?
A print photo of what?
If I send you one of my pictures, you think you could print it on a canvas or on a sheet of paper?
I don't know how to capture it.
No, like if I send you the file, you just print it off from the file.
Try, I can't promise. Anyway, tell those you love that you love them every day. You never know when you'll not have a chance to do it, and be very much aware of we don't know what's going to happen. Keep your children safe with the scary times that we're having. Oh, I love the snake. Scary times, y'all. Very scary times. So everyone take care of themselves. Thank you again for coming. And in 2 weeks, I'll be back and I'll tell you another story from the Reporter's Notebook as requested. Okay? Love you all. Thank you so much for coming. Good night.
Good night, everyone.